Hey everyone, Mad About Minifigs here. Welcome back to my channel. This week I have finally finished my Heartstopper Remastered CMF series over on Instagram, so I'm here on YouTube to share it with you guys. You've probably seen my first Heartstopper CMF series. It happened a couple of years ago. It was one of my first series. You can still access it on the channel, and I recommend going to watch that video just to see the growth that I've had in terms of Lego art. I have come a long way, and I am very proud of these figures that I have produced compared to the ones I put out a couple years ago. So since this is a remastered series, all of the figures are the same in their same outfits, but this time I've done a bit of a better job in terms of coloring and piece selection, in my opinion, to make the characters look more realistic than when I created them in the past. So first up we have Charlie Spring. I modified his hair here and worked on the coloring of the jeans in particular, and I really think that it benefited here. I think he looks really accurate and a lot like Joe Locke, so I'm very happy with how this one turned out. Second, we have Nick Nelson, and this one I removed the freckles, fixed up the face a bit, and just overall cleaned up the figure. I really like how he looks. One regret, I'm not too fond of the hairpiece here. The original one I chose had a hair part on the other side, but since Nick's was on this side, I tried flipping the piece in the program I was using to render these figures, and that wasn't an option, so the hair didn't turn out exactly like I liked. I worked myself to try and get the part to the other side, but I feel like it looks a little bit unnatural. The third figure here is Elle Argent, and I am very pleased with the progress I've made on this one. I made her skin a little bit lighter and brightened up her outfit altogether. To me, this looks like a much more accurate Elle than the one I made before. Figure 4 is Tao Zhu, and this is probably my most similar one, but I did really work to try and fix up Tao's hair. It's pretty hard to do. It's such an unnatural hairstyle, but I also cleaned up the coloring here. I actually got the coloring wrong in the original figure I did. In terms of his skin, but also in terms of the color of his sweater. So that's all fixed now in this one, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Figure number 5, one of my favorite characters, is Tori Spring. Here, I fixed up her facial expression and her drink. I don't know, I had a really hard time with the beverage. I think it looks alright. If I knew how to fix it, I would have. And I also changed the skirt piece that I used, resulting in a much nicer figure than the one I did before. The one I did before was super bulky. Figure number 6 is probably the biggest and best change that was made for this series, and it is Isaac Henderson. When I did Isaac before, he looked god-awful. He did not look anything like Toby Donovan. So I really worked hard. I changed the hairpiece, I changed the face. I really worked hard on the torso and cleaned up the book a bit, and ultimately this one looks way better than the original one. It's probably one of my favorite ones I did this series, just because I'm so happy with how I was able to accomplish a realistic looking Toby or Isaac after I struggled so much with it last series. Figure 7 is Tara Jones, another one that has had a drastic change. So before I kind of got lazy with the hairpiece, I couldn't find anything similar to her actual style in the show, particularly from this outfit. So I just picked one from a different outfit that was kind of similar to what she had in the show. And her skin was also way too dark. So I fixed this. It looks a lot more like Tara does. And I'm very satisfied with the effort I put into this one compared to the effort I put into the first one. Figure 8 is Darcy Olsen. I did the same thing that I did here with Tori's skirt. I fixed it up so that it wasn't as blocky. Before, I used the fabric skirt piece for both of them, and it just covers their entire legs. It just didn't look too great. So I actually made my own skirt mold. I took an existing one and made it longer for the both of them to look more accurate. And for Darcy before, I did the same thing that I did with Tara and gave her a hairstyle from a different scene, but I've gone back and I've actually given her the hair she's supposed to have when she wears this outfit. Figure 9 and everyone's least favorite character, Ben Hope. This is another one that I have drastically changed. I made the skin color a little bit darker to match Sebastian Croft. I gave the hair a real fix to be more accurate to Ben. I realized that the coloring in my last one was very off. I picked an outfit from a super dark scene and kind of just guessed that the shirt was red. But upon looking back, it was definitely a darker shirt and not red. So I picked gray for this one, and I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Not because I like the character, but because of its accuracy to Ben Hope and Sebastian Croft in general compared to the older version that I did. Figure number 10 is probably the one that is most similar to the one I did before, and that is Harry Green. I was actually pretty satisfied back when I created the first Heartstopper CMF with my Harry Green figure. I thought it was one of the top ones of my series, but as my drawing style has changed, I wanted to update it to match my drawing style now, and I did change his face in the process because he looked way too evil before, and he is a mean guy, but this cheeky grin felt more like his character than the old expression that I used. Lastly, figure number 11 in this series is Imogen Heaney, and I tried fixing up her hair a little bit. She had a really difficult hairstyle to accomplish in Lego. She has those like two tiny pigtails at the front of her hair and the rest of her hair down. So I tried my best. I think I did a better job than I did last time. And then just fixed up the coloring here, made it a little bit cleaner. And last time I made her pants sweatpants because in the picture there was two strips of fabric hanging down. I thought they were tassels. Looking back now, I noticed that they were actually parts of the jean jacket that were hanging down, so I fixed that to be more accurate, resulting in this. So that is my Heartstopper CMF series remastered. Definitely go check out the old one if you want to see my progress, as that's mostly what I'm talking about in this video. I have come a long way since that series, and I'm very proud of what I've created for this video. I hope you like them. I do plan to do a Heartstopper series 2 and 3 eventually, based on season 2 and the upcoming season 3 in October, which I'm very excited for, to introduce some new characters, as I know a lot of you guys really enjoy Heartstopper. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing to my channel and check out my previous videos.